The final chapter in Romans 16, begins like this. I commend to you our sister Phoebe, a deacon of the church at Cenchreae, so that you may welcome her in the Lord as is fitting for the saints, and help her in whatever she may require from you. For she has been a benefactor of many and of myself as well. Then we hear about more people with names like Prisca and Aquila, Andronicus, Junia the Apostle, Aristobulus, Urbanus, Rufus, and more. Who are these people? Well, we don't really know, but they are some of the many names that Paul mentions at the end of his letter to the Romans. We might say it like this. Paul was giving a shout out to some of the people who were located in Rome. But not only that, chances are that each of these people were key leaders in the church at Rome. Most likely, it was a small network of house churches made up of people from all different walks of life. Paul didn't have a way to email them. He couldn't text them all on his phone. He could not schedule a video conference meeting. In fact, it could be that most of the Christians in Rome would not have even known what Paul looked like. But he is carefully trying to network with these leaders. Notice that in Romans 16, almost half of these names of key church leaders are women. The church had not yet formed layers and layers of hierarchy and tradition. No, in these early days, they all had to rely on God, all while facing potential dangers at every turn. In his commentary on Romans, scholar N.T. Wright says this about the church in Rome. There is something both attractive and frightening about this picture. Enormous potential, huge risks, a community both lively and vulnerable. This is the community that will now be the first to hear one of the greatest letters in the history of the world. Much has changed about the church in 2,000 years, especially in how it's organized, and yet many things are the same. While the church can be called an institution, it is also a vulnerable human community. Care must be taken to support one another. Building community does not happen by accident. It takes intentionality and ongoing effort. You know, some of us expect others to check in on us, but we rarely check in on others. We love it when we get a text message asking us how we are doing, but we rarely text someone else a word of encouragement. We may expect others to hear our concerns in life, but we might make little effort to be concerned about others. One thing that the ending of Romans can encourage us to do is recommit to building community with others because of Jesus. In Romans 16, Paul makes a list of people he wanted to connect with and whom he wanted to connect with each other. So here's an idea. Today, make your own list. Jot down a list of people you need to check in with, and then offer encouragement. Listen well, pray for them. Community doesn't happen by accident. It can be risky. Sometimes it can get messy. But good things come when the church continues to move from a grouping of individuals to a true community of support and strength.